Wow.
Yeah,
You know who had it wired? It's one of your lieutenants, a gentleman that we know he's passed on to be with the Lord, so we can use his first name. His first name was Laverne.
Yes.
And he sat a bunch of us kids down.
A Marine named Laverne.
Couldn't use it with.
No, I don't think so.
One day, Romaine sat a whole bunch of us down, band members all. And he said, okay, you guys, we're going to talk some turkey here today. And his concern was that too many of us had too little new wine being poured into us, new learning, new stuff. And he used this phrase I will never forget. He said, if your output exceeds your intake, then your upkeep will be your downfall. And that's exactly what happens to a lot of these folks. He was the first one who ever pointed his finger at me and called me a minister.
Called you a what?
And
Really?
a minister. And that knocked me about 3 feet back because I'd been learning about God my whole life. And I'd been learning to play the guitar in my room with the lights turned off, or back behind the garage, or doing something that I thought was separated from the God part because of the culture that I was in it. A little Pentecostal denomination that had separated itself from the Foursquare over Amy. Now, since there's been a reconciliation, it was actually the Open Bible. And they basically have reconciled. Both of the big organizations have gotten together, and it's been healed. But in the day, I mean, the girls didn't wear lipstick. They couldn't put a little pink on their cheeks. I mean, it was no dancing, no movies. It was very, very, very strict. And so for me to all of a sudden have the pieces come together in my puzzle and have somebody point at me and tell me I was a minister, it was a huge impact on me. It made a big difference in how I behaved after that. But it also soaked into all these guys, and they all began to realize that this was a serious commitment. It wasn't just having fun and playing guitar and being famous or just even singing for Jesus. It was really all about pouring out of yourself into other people as ministers of the gospel, not just as, you know, our old friend King David is my favorite just about, because he knew where to send the new scriptures that God gave him. He just sent them to the priests at the temple. He sent most of them to the chief musician, because he knew once the melody was added and once it was put forth in singing, that it would come alive in his people. Hello.